Hello everyone. This is a introductory video about the nice guy syndrome. And since we're doing this nice guy recovery group, I want to start out with a video that I title The Price for Being Nice. Or you could also call it How to Be Vanilla. There is a book called Not Nice by a guy whose first name is Aziz and his second name I don't remember right now, but I can put it into the video description. And he has a good and differentiated list of what actually being nice means. I took this list and added to every point a deeper adaptive strategy connected to this specific nice behavior. And then also the outcome and the price that you pay for exhibiting this behavior, thinking like that or feeling like that, so that you can very diligently go through this and check for yourself, is this what is happening to you too? So this is about nice people. This can be about nice guys and nice girls. That doesn't really matter. We're talking about people who have a very specific form of complex trauma or developmental trauma, or we can also call it attachment trauma. The nice person has a specific kind of attachment trauma. I'm going to go through all of these points. I'm going to comment on it. I'm going to try to tell you what the ultimate outcome is if you have this behavior, and then you can check for yourself how many of those points do you have, how much does it influence your life. That's what I want to describe in this video. The nice point number one is there is a strong need to be liked in a nice person. What does that mean as a strategy? The need itself can be there, but what do these people do with that? They work hard on being liked, and that means they have to focus on people who do not like them. And focusing on people who like them is not enough. They have to really gauge and scan continuously who doesn't like me, and then work on making them like them. That means the outcome, the price they pay, is this thing called hypervigilance. Somebody who's hypervigilant is constantly scanning for whatever they think is dangerous. We have two centers in our brain called the amygdala. They are the fear center, and they help us scan for things that we think is dangerous. Hypervigilant is being bred from needing to be liked. The result is that you usually seem very tense to others. You're mostly operating from your limbic system, from a quick emotional decision-making process. You can't lean back and just be relaxed and be playfully observing what's going on. You can't engage or something like that and be playful. So the ultimate price that you pay if you're following your strong need to be liked is that there's no play and no flow happening in your life. Second nice person rule. They put others first. What does that mean? They suppress their own needs, wants, and desires in order to be accepted by others. If life is a big queue of people wanting to get their needs met, a nice guy gets in the back of the queue and says, if everybody else gets their need met and I don't get my need met, that's actually okay. The nice guy doesn't lose his needs. It's just not happening. Needs and feelings and whatever is in our psyche just doesn't emigrate at one point. You don't wake up and suddenly these things are gone. The unmet needs in the people who put others first, they're still in there. So what does that lead to as the outcome or price people pay? Resentment. I'm not getting my needs met. I'm doing everything that you are getting your needs met. Therefore, you should give back to me, because that's what's in there too. Therefore, you should give back to me, but you're not giving back to me. That's unfair. So you're bad, and I sacrificed for you. And so people who put others first often think to themselves, Why are others not sacrificing for me? That's unfair. So they're resentful, angry. Anger is again tenses the body, and no flow, no play, nothing like that is possible. Constantly in a micro resentment and constantly trying to calculate the equation, did you give me back enough so that I could exist too? Next point. Nice guys or nice people, they feel overly responsible for everyone's feelings. So this is the I'm sorry, I am myself. The people who are constantly apologizing, and then the self-neglect. Get the pattern. There's very many similarities. So they put the feelings of other people above their own feelings. They need to suppress their own feelings because having feelings on your own and expressing them to others would rock the boat. And rocking the boat is a no-no because rocking the boat is dangerous. The problem here is that the feelings are not gone. They're just suppressed. They're still present and they still have an effect on the situations the nice guy is in, which then results again in high physical tension, in anxiety. That is often what is happening because you have to do something to suppress your feelings. And anxiety is a good thing because if you're afraid of your feelings, the anxiety is a layer that you can put on top of everything. And this layer of anxiety is unfortunately often causing physical pain. There is even something down that road that you can get addicted to the anxiety and the physical pain it creates. So you can be addicted to the pain of it. Next point. Chronic guilt and fear of hurting others. These people are extremely careful to never rock the boat in a relationship. They suppress their own needs, wants, and desires. But the reaction to have a need, a want, a feeling, a desire is, I feel guilty for that. I shouldn't have that. I'm afraid of having that. They stay so accommodating, so helpful. Relationships they're in stay really one-sided. There is no deep connection possible. That basically robs them of connection to other people and trusting other people. Therefore, it robs them of being alive with other people. There is a certain aliveness that is missing. Next point, they hide their opinions. It's about avoidance of relational friction. So they might have opinions, but they are hiding them. Everything stays vanilla. Nothing's confronted, and that feeds into resentment. If nothing's confronted and there is this underlying resentment, that often leads to a freeze reaction in the body, and a freeze reaction is very uncomfortable. What many people taught themselves, if they're having a freeze reaction, if they're having a trauma reaction, they need to do something that makes them feel better. So if you hide your opinions and what you think and want to say and what you have a no for and what a yes for, be prepared that you go back into addiction. The addiction will probably flare up because you go into a freeze reaction, and the freeze reaction makes you want to feel better because a freeze reaction feels really bad. So, next point, upset is not expressed. Well, they don't only hide their opinions. If they're upset about some things, if they have grievances, they're stuffed away to keep the harmony. But that is fake harmony because it has underlying resentment. That again, freeze reaction, not feeling alive. Probably going back into addiction, probably going back into isolation. That is soul destroying way to live, not alive. Next point. Nice guys don't say no. No upsets everyone. No means rejection. If I don't say no and I don't reject you, then the deal is you don't say no to me as well. And so I am not rejected as well. The funny thing here, if you look at the price that is being paid, is that the nice guy actually accumulates a lot of stuff in his life that he actually doesn't want. He just didn't say no to it. And that is overwhelming. You can assume that nice guys don't have people in their lives they consider really deep and emotionally intimate friends. They just have people in their lives they didn't say no to. Next point. A nice guy avoids asking for what is wanted. He suppresses himself so others don't feel rejected. I'm not saying what I want, so that the boat is not rocked and the relationship can keep going. The result of that is usually, and that's the price the nice guy pays, that others decide what will happen. Ultimately, the nice guy doesn't get his desired outcome because he's not taking responsibility for his wish. Next point. Hesitation to speak up unless it is the right thing. There is an idea of a higher moral, and this higher moral has to be served at any time. Nice guys constantly have this perfectionistic idea about the right thing that needs to be done. Rather than doing his true thing, he is trying to do the right thing, suppressing everything else. If you're trying to live by this higher kind of morals, you're constantly overthinking. You're constantly overthinking what should be done, what can be done, what's not allowed to be done. It's a lot of stuff that you have to think about in a little situation. If you then look at the human expression of sexuality, the human expression of being attracted to somebody else, the expression of, I don't have your opinion, and actually this opinion is absolutely not what I can have in my space, I have to walk away. They will try to do the right thing. So they will try to, for example, learn some kind of communication style in order to do the right thing and save the world or whatever. So to say, the lower functions, being attracted and so on, they are basically not the right thing. They cannot be the right thing. This is immoral. This is bad. This is nothing that you do. That means this person is living as a priest without any right of worldly pleasures, because that's all not the right thing. And the price is isolation and holiness, we could say. So, really tough price to pay. Next point. The nice guy conforms outside but disagrees inside. The self-suppression, even the suppression of the ego. Even if the ego says, I have a completely different opinion, there is this nice guy mask that still is pleasing the others. There is an internal battle going on. Outside pleasing, inside fighting. And many people can actually feel that when somebody is there and think, okay, what's wrong with him? And ultimately, how will you be able, if you live like that, to have actual intimate connection with other people or trusting other people if you're not showing what's actually going on for yourself? Then the next one, really good one. The nice guy dismisses his own perception. So he suppresses what he observes and doesn't own it. In an interesting one, because many people have that. They look at reality and they say, I'm so messed up inside of me, this can't be what is going on. Or they look at something, they have a clear impulse, a clear yes or a clear no, or a clear I want this and I don't want that. But because they have a story about this situation, what is really happening, their impulse is something that they have to disallow for themselves. The result is that there's no coherence between outside and inside. So if you have thoughts like, am I crazy? That could be just because you are used to dismissing your own perception. Perception is the rawest thing we have. The ultimate price you pay is that you lose your physical reality around you. You only live in your head. Next point is nice guys value others' opinions of themselves more than their own. That is about value. That's about opinions. Tell me who I am because I don't know myself. This insecurity where somebody is asking somebody else to tell them who they are. That is what's happening when you value what others think about you more than what you think about you, or if you don't even know what you should think about you. That is a really tough price to pay because others control you via their judgment. What they think of you, what they tell you about you can make you feel guilty, can make you feel anxious, can make you feel like you're not doing the right thing because you are using them as a reference rather than your own gut feeling. That ultimately means that you have lost control of your own life. Other people are filling your life with whatever they think you should be. There is a deep insecurity about one's impact on people and stuff. Like a real doubt. Am I really here? Am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to be something, to be someone? And the price you pay is that you have very little impact on things that you actually would want some impact on. Again, you have no control over your life. So, last point is actually a summary of everything. They seek safety and live in fear. That's the amygdala constantly scanning. Is there danger? Is this bad? So they're constantly scanning for danger. And there is this hypervigilance, obsessive thinking, analysis paralysis, and anxiety. And the price that they pay is that they constantly live in fear rather than an open flow with the world, an open connection with the world. Here's the ultimate price that you pay for being nice. Overall, it's a little bit of the vicious circle. I want to describe the vicious circle that is happening if you use this nice beliefs and the nice strategies, and then you pay the price for being nice. So overall, you don't get what you want. What you get is a safe, vanilla version of your life. That means your life feels very small. Your life feels very boring. Your life feels very frozen. That also means if you seek excitement, you seek safe excitement. Let's call safe excitement addiction. The problem is addiction squeezes your dopamine empty so that you have fewer and fewer moments where you actually are happy when you find your safe excitement. That means the other side of that means that you are in fear. Fewer and fewer dopamine receptors means more and more fear. Fear gets you to seek safety. Safety gets you to being nice and play it safe. Playing it safe keeps you from getting what you want. And that is the price for being nice, not getting what you want. And ultimately also, not even thinking about what you really want, having layers and layers of fake ideas what you might want in your life. So, where are you with that? What could you identify with? What's important for you to look at from all these points that I have just figured out here? Write it in the comments, tell me in the group. That's really important that you first of all know what kind of price you're paying for being nice.